Since the release of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater in 1999, Tony Hawk has dominated the skateboarding genre in video games, and with a lot of critical acclaim as well. 12 games later, we find ourselves looking at his latest video game, Tony Hawk's Ride, but this time with one big difference. I spoke with Tony about his latest installment to the franchise.
In the past, people have tried to create skateboard controllers for existing games, and we knew the best way to go about it was to design the controller first and then the game around that. And I felt like with wireless technology and with motion sensing capabilities, it was finally time to do that for a home system.
Creating a skateboard peripheral proved to be a big challenge even for this established franchise.
This went through a whole bunch of incarnations. You know, there was sort of this prototype graveyard at Robomoto, the developer, and when we came upon this design and realized that this is fully functional, you know, it senses every type of motion, whether you're leaning or kicking up, or your hands come in, has infrared sensors so that it knows your feet or your hands are nearby and your character responds like that. Then we set off to do the game, and the game came together very quickly after that because this thing was so intuitive.
Some people have been concerned that if you don't have a solid skateboarding background, this game might be too hard to learn, or that it might be too easy for a real skateboarder.
If you know how to skate and you already have that balance, you can sort of bypass the easy levels if you're feeling like you really know what you're doing. But the movements on this are much more subtle than real skateboarding. So to do an exaggerated movement and flip the board physically is not what it takes, and to be honest, is not going to be conducive to getting higher scores, because that motion takes longer than just giving a little flick and sending it in the right direction.
Along with the story mode that will take you all over the globe, there are 3 modes of play: Trick, Challenge, and Free Skate, which involves pulling off as many tricks as you can within your time limit. Tony Hawk has seen the public's view of skateboarding go through a lot of changes over the years.
I think skateboarding has come a long way. I think it's really infiltrated sort of mainstream society, and that it's an accepted form of activity and sport. Much more than it ever has been. You know, there are actually parents encouraging their kids to get into skating, and that was not the case when I grew up. I mean, parents wanted their kids doing anything but skating. And I feel like people have come to realize, you know, it teaches a lot of kids about self-motivation and self-confidence, and it's more prolific. There are more facilities available than ever. I feel like it's in a really good spot, you know, and there is a fan base for skating, which is something that we've never had before. You know, there are plenty of people that enjoy watching skating, enjoy watching professional exhibitions, but don't necessarily want to do it themselves, and that's really important for the longevity of the sport.
Tony Hawk Ride is in stores now for the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and the Nintendo Wii. For MSNBC.com, I'm Todd Kenner.